Hello, hello, hello. I am the Linux Mitch. In my last video, I mentioned the gnome-disk-utility, stating that it's not good to use it to partition a drive that you're mounted onto where you're planning to make that install a dual boot. But the gnome-disk-utility is a fantastic utility that I use quite often, and today I'm going to talk about it. So let's get to it. But today I'm not going to go into a virtual machine. I'm going to work on my real bare metal computer. And I'm running Arch Linux with the awesome window manager. And I'm going to open up a terminal. I'm going to make it larger. Now, gnome-disk-utility is available in every Linux distribution, and in many distributions, it comes installed by default. Like in Linux Mint, it's installed by default. And if you installed Arch Linux and you used my post installation script, you're going to have gnome-disk-utility installed. If you don't have it installed, you could go to the GUI or the graphical software center, or you can install it in the terminal. If you're in Arch Linux or an Arch-based distribution, you're going to type it in like this: gnome-disk-utility. If you're in Debian or a Debian-based distribution, you're going to type it in like this. Again, you need to have it as gnome-disk-utility. If you're running any type of a modern desktop environment, you can start it. Well, there'll be the option to start it from the start menu on your desktop environment. If you want to start it from the terminal, then you're going to type in gnome disks. So notice that this time you don't have to put the word utility in, and notice disk is plural, disks, gnome-disks. And this is going to work in your terminal in Debian or Arch Linux. Enter, and there it is there. Okay, let's close that. Let's close that. If you're running the awesome window manager and you're using my configuration for the awesome window manager, you can just right click your menu and there it is there, disks. Not disk usage, it's disks. And I already have a thumb drive installed. So here you have, if you click it on, if you hit this button here, it's going to power off the thumb drive or disconnect it so you can pull it out safely. You can click on this icon. See, it has the 3 dots there. You can click it on. You can format the disk, create a disk image, restore disk image, or you can power off from here as well. So I'm going to format the disk, and you have 2 ways of formatting it. You can format it quickly, where everything is erased, but somebody who has the proper equipment and a know-how, they might be able to recover some of the data. Or you can format it in a way that takes longer, and it's going to be harder for someone to recover the data if they know how to do it. Right? So you have don't overwrite data. This is the quick format or the quick erase. Or you can pull the menu down and you can overwrite existing data with zeros, but it's going to be slower. And if you do it that way, it's going to be harder for someone to recover the data if they get a hold of your thumb drive. I'm just going to do a quick one. Don't overwrite existing data, quick. And let's format the thumb drive. Let's format it. And there it's done. It's formatted. So now I'm going to hit this plus sign and I'm going to go next. And I'm going to give it a volume name. I'm going to call it thumb drive. And again, we have the option here to do another quick erase or a long erase. But we've already formatted the thumb drive. It's already been erased. You can toggle it on and do a long one. It will put zeros, overwrite the thumb drive with zeros like we showed in the other way. But let's just keep that off. So now we have the option of clicking this on and making it a thumb drive that is only readable in Linux. We can click it on, so make it a thumb drive that's readable in Windows. Now I've used this one, and when I used this one, my thumb drive was readable both in Linux and Windows. But most of the time I use this one. Used for all systems. Now I don't know if it's going to be readable in Apple because I never owned an Apple computer or used an Apple computer. But I often use this one. And when I use this one, again, my thumb drive is readable in Linux and Windows. Now, the thing is that if you use this one or this one, you can't put a password on it. If you want to put a password on it, you have to make it readable only in Linux. So if we click on this one, it's going to be readable only in Linux. And if we click on both of these, it's going to be readable only in Linux, and it's going to have a password. So let's do that. Let's click on next. And let's put my password in, 1234. It's showing it's a weak password, 1234. And let's just show my passwords. There's my passwords. And let's hit create. And you can see the thing spinning here, so it's creating it. I'm going to take a second, and it's done. I formatted the thumb drive. I gave it a Linux file system with a password. I'm going to hover over the lock, and I'm going to lock it. Now it's locked. One of the things that inspired me to make this video is that I have an older video where I showed the same stuff. and somebody watched a video and they used GNOME Disk to format their thumb drive and put a password on it. And this is what happened to them. They opened up Nemo. So Nemo is a file manager that comes installed by default in Linux Mint. And if you use my post install script in your Arch Linux system, you're going to have PCMan-FM and Nemo. And I use both of them, but most of the time I just use PCMan-FM. And you'll know that if you've been watching my videos and following my channel. So let's open up Nemo. So you open up Nemo, and there's the thumb drive here. You can see it's encrypted, and let's make that larger. Can I make that larger? Okay, beautiful. You can see it's encrypted. So let's click it on. So look what happens. The default is remember a password until you log out. So this person typed in his password and he got into his thumb drive. And whenever he plugged his thumb drive in, it just automatically logged into it without having to type the password in. And I don't know why it does that. I think doesn't make sense. I mean, because if you put a password on a thumb drive, it means you have sensitive information on it and you don't want anybody to get into it. So why would you want the thumb drive? Why would you want your file manager to remember the password for your encrypted thumb drive and log into it automatically? So anyways, this person asked me for help, but then the person messaged me back and said when they logged out and back in, it fixed it. So it didn't remember the password and you had to type the password in. Now I tried it and logging out of the window manager and back in didn't fix it. It still remembered the password, so I had to reboot. When I rebooted, then it forgot the password and I had to type it in. Now, of course, you can click on this and the person that messaged me realized he should have clicked on that, forget password immediately, but he was working really fast and he went in there. And I don't know why that's there. It doesn't make sense. So let's cancel out of there. Let's get out. So my thumb drive is still locked. So let's close that and let's open up PCMan-FM. So you can see in PCMan-FM, you can see here I have the encrypted thumb drive, but here it's automatically saying forget password immediately. But the first time I went into PCMan-FM to open up an encrypted thumb drive, it also was on remember password until you log out. But I switched it to here and PCMan-FM has memory, so now it automatically goes to here. But really, I prefer to open up my encrypted thumb drives with gnome-disk-utility. So what you could do is when you plug in your encrypted thumb drive, in some desktop environments, it automatically opens up the file manager. So when you plug in your encrypted thumb drive, if it automatically opens up the file manager to Nemo or PCMan-FM or some other file manager, just cancel out. That's all. Close it, or sometimes there'll be a pop-up box asking you if you want to go in or not. Just cancel out of there. Or if it goes into there like this, just close it. Don't open it with your file manager. So then go into disks, click it on, hover over here, and unlock it. Click it on. Now it's going to ask you for the password. And see, there's nothing in there to remember the password. So my password is 1234. And if you want, you can show the password to make sure you typed in the right password. But there's nothing there that's going to remember the password for the next time you want to log on to your encrypted thumb drive. And I like this better. So let's unlock it. You can see it's spinning, so now it's unlocking. Now you can go over to another workspace. Let's open up Nemo, and you can click it on, and there it is. Now I don't have any files in there, right? The disk is blank. Let's create a file. Create a new document, open it with text editor. Let's call it, this is a test file. This is a test file. Let's save it. Save as file.txt. Okay, so there it is. And let's close it. Oh, let's delete this one. We don't need it. Let's open it. Open it with text editor. There it is there. Okay. Now we can go back to disks and we can lock it. Okay. So now if we go back to Nemo or even PCMan-FM, let's go to Nemo. Now it's locked. I can go back to disks and unlock it. What is my password? 1234, right? Now I can go back to Nemo and open up the thumb drive. Or I can go to PCMan-FM and open up the thumb drive. Okay. And let's close it. Now let's say you want to change your password. What I'm going to do is click on this. I'm going to change passphrase. I'm going to put my current passphrase in. And I'm going to put a new passphrase in. And my new passphrase is going to be unlock. You know, it's a weird passphrase, but Okay, and let's change it. And you can see it circling, see it working, and it's done. Now I'm going to lock it. So now it's locked. So now I'm going to unlock it. I'm going to put my new passphrase in. My new passphrase is unlock. Let's show it. So you see my new passphrase is unlock. Let's hide it again and let's unlock it. And you can see it spinning, so it's unlocking it. Now the drive is unlocked. And that's how you use gnome-disk-utility to change your password on a thumb drive. Really easy. Now, in my last video, I talked about partitioning drives. So you can partition a drive with GNOME disks. Now, you can't partition a drive that you're mounted onto. So let's say, like right now I'm in Arch Linux. Let's say I want to partition my main drive, this Arch Linux computer. Like, this is not a virtual machine. This is my real bare metal computer. So this is a 2 terabyte hard disk. Let's say I want to partition this so I can install Debian on the other partition, or any other Linux distribution on the other partition. You can see I'm mounted. So GNOME disk won't let you partition a drive that you're mounted to. So in my last video, I talked about, installing downloading and installing gparted on a separate thumb drive and booting onto it. Then you can partition the drive that you want to make a dual boot with. Anyways, that's besides the point. But the thumb drive, what I'm going to do is partition it. So what I'm going to do is, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to format the disk. I'm just going to do a quick format like I did before. And now I'm going to add a partition. I'm going to go next. I'm going to call it part 1. And I'm going to create it. So now I have a partition. So what I'm going to do is click this on. I'm going to resize it. Okay, so let's make it, let's just take it, let's do it like that. Okay, and let's resize it. Now we have free space. So I made the partition smaller. So now I'm going to click on this free space. And I'm going to click on there. And I'm going to click on next. I'm going to give it a label. Let's call it partition 2. Part-2. And let's create. I created it. So what I did was I resized the thumb drive. So now I have 2 partitions. And on the partition 2, I made it a file system. Let's go to PCManFM, my favorite file manager. And see, we have the thumb drive. We have part 1. Part 1 damaged. How come part 2 opens up? So let's go back here. Let's just power off. And you know what? I'm going to unplug my thumb drive and plug it back in. And let's go to my file manager. Let's open up PCManFM. There we have. That fixed it. So we have part 1 and part 2. So let's make a file. Let's do a new empty file. Let's call it test.txt. And let's open it up. This is a test from partition 2. Okay, and let's save the file. And let's make a file here. Let's open up an empty file. Let's call it test.txt. Let's open it up with the text editor. And this is a test from partition 1. And let's save this file. Let's save it. Okay, so our thumb drive is broken up into 2 partitions. Both have a test file in it. Let's open up this one, partition 1. And this is a test from partition 1. Let's open up this one, text editor. And this is a test from partition 2. So that's how you partition a thumb drive or any other drive, but you can't be mounted onto it. And let's close that. Now, what I want to do is I'm just going to format the disk. Let's just format it. Let's just do a quick format. Okay, so we've erased the disk. We erased those 2 files that were in there, those 2 test files, our text files, and we erased the partitions. Everything's erased. So now let's say I want to make this thumb drive a bootable ISO where I can log into a computer or boot onto a computer and do a Linux install. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this icon here, and I'm not going to click on create disk image. Now you think you would. It would make sense. Create disk image, but that's not the one. I'm going to click on this one, restore disk image. Okay, so I'm going to click it on. And then I'm going to go here and click this on. And I'm going to go to where my ISOs are, and I'm going to click on the Debian. So this Debian ISO is only 662 megabytes. And the reason why, that on the Debian website, they have all kinds of ISOs that you can use to do your install. But of course, you have to look for them, and you have to end up going into different pages on the website. And if you use a Debian, like a regular Debian ISO, it might be 2, 3, or 4 gigabytes. But those ISOs, you can log on to them and play with the Debian system in a desktop environment. But if you use those ISOs, you're going to have to do a major update after the install. Well, depending on how old the ISO is. But this ISO is a net install. So this is the Debian ISO that I always use. So when you land on the Debian website, their main page, there's a link to download an ISO, and this is the one. And this is the one I always use. And I like it for many reasons. Number one, because it's small. It's only 662 megabytes. Well, it's almost 663 megabytes, but it's really small. And I like it because it's a net install. And you can see here, net install. So when you use this one to do your Debian installation, when you're finished, you won't have any updates to do. Your system will be totally up to date. But anyways, let's use this one because it's small. So I'm going to click it on. And I'm just going to go down here and open it. And you can see here, image to restore, Debian 12.9.0, net install ISO. And my destination is the 16 gigabyte drive. So you want to make sure your destination is correct and your destination is not the hard drive on your computer. And watch how fast this is. I'm going to start restoring, and I'm going to click on this to restore. Oh, it's asking for my password. I'm going to put my password in, and I'm going to hit OK. Look how fast it's making my thumb drive. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Look how fast it's going. Now, of course, it's a small thumb drive. It's only 663 megabytes. And it's finished. So now I have a bootable thumb drive with the Debian ISO on it that I can use to do a Debian install in another computer. Let's open up PCman FM. You can see here. There it is there, Debian 12.9.0. Let's click it on. And these are all the files on the thumb drive. So right now, the thumb drive, you can't use it for anything else except for booting on to a net install of Debian to do an installation in your other computer. Now, what I want to do is just click on this, and we've disconnected. See, it's gone. So now it's safe for me to pull out my thumb drive. And there's my thumb drive. And that's it. In this video, I talked about gnome-disk-utility. And I showed you how to download it in the terminal in an Arch system or in a Debian system. And I even showed you how to start it and open it up in the terminal, which will work both in Debian and Arch Linux. I showed you how to format a thumb drive, how to erase everything on a thumb drive. I showed you how to make a thumb drive readable only in Linux with and without a password. I also showed you how to format the thumb drive so be readable and usable in both Windows and Linux. I showed you how to partition a thumb drive so you have two partitions on it with files in it. And finally, I showed you how to use gnome-disk-utility to make the thumb drive bootable with an ISO on it so you can use it to do a Linux install in another computer. And honestly, I think gnome-disk-utility is a great utility. Like I said, it's available in every Linux distribution, and I use it quite often. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I am the Linux Mensch.